Hi, I'm Steve Shelburne, owner and operator of Shelburne RV here in beautiful Cleveland, Tennessee. Well, good morning. It's Monday again, and I got a River Ranch that just came in. So I've actually got, this is a River Ranch that we had worked on, several months ago. Had basement air problems. We got them all fixed up. They've been up in the New York State area camping, and they're full-timers, so they've been loving that basement air. She was telling me this morning that they pretty much got to put blankets on when they're inside that thing, because we've got it working so good. But she is having slide-out problems. And one of these slides is broke. One of the arms here is broke. So she had actually ordered. She got the number off it and ordered it in from Lippard several months ago. Well, probably 2 months ago. Had it shipped in here. It's been sitting here waiting on her. So she made an appointment. She came in, and we're going to get it knocked out today. The other item that she's having problems with is this Gerard on-demand water heater, which I know a lot of you River Ranch folks have complained about that one, because I see it on the River Ranch forum. So Mr. Thomas is over here getting this one pulled out, and we're going to be changing that out with the Suburban IW60 on demand, which is a phenomenal water heater. So Mr. Thomas is getting that changed out right now, and get them fixed up on that. River Ranch number 2 should be showing up here in the next few minutes, and it's here to see Mr. Lewis for basement air. So that one there's going to be doing basement air this morning. The boys, obviously, you see them working on that big Monaco. We talked about the floor problem on that one last week, and you can see that's kind of a nightmare. So they'll be back on that one here later today, and then they've got the big roof job on that big 40-foot triple axle. They're working on that this week. So got quite a bit going on. Cousin Gary is actually gone today and tomorrow. It was him and his wife's anniversary, so they took off and actually went to Gatlinburg for a couple days to celebrate. So I don't have a Cousin Gary here to supervise. So that's the way it goes sometimes. He works hard and he deserves his time off. So anyways, but we're going to go down here. I think the River Ranch the second one just showed up, so we're going to go down here and get it set up and ready for Mr. Lewis. So let's go check those things out. All right, so you can see they've got the rack system out of here. Now let's take a look at really what's going on here. See how that's all chewed up real bad. So obviously some issues. Yeah, it's been hitting real hard right across there. So obviously some issues going on here, but yeah, they got the whole rack out. We got a brand new one sitting there, so he's going to get it tested. And then there is a specification that Lippard has for measurements, and we're going to verify that those measurements are correct. All right, so there's the Gerard sitting on the ground right there. Mr. Thomas has got the new IW60 in here and just working on a little bit of plumbing and wiring, but heading in the right direction there. Great product right here, Suburban IW60. All right, so the IW60 is in, and they're in test mode, but there it is. It's that simple. All right, so River Ranch number 2 is here at the shop, and they've got the old unit out. They're just working on getting the ductwork in. Of course, they've got the pan installed, so they're working on getting this in. But we had a little bit of issue with the original unit. Let's talk about that. Here's the original unit that came out of it. Now, we test benched it on the test bench, and everything runs pretty decent in air conditioner mode. Compressor 1 is about 10.17. Compressor 2 is about 12.5. So it was a little higher than I liked. So we ran it in heat pump mode, and compressor 1 was running about 12.5 amps, and compressor 2 was up in the 14.5. And after 3 minutes, it just keeps climbing and climbing and climbing until the point that it pops that high pressure switch in there. So we reset it and kept testing it, and evidently, so when it does that, you could have a possibility that capacitor is a little bit out of spec. Now, we did put a different capacitor on number 2 just to verify everything was good, but the compressor keeps climbing and climbing in heat pump mode. Keep in mind that they always work a little harder in heat pump mode than they do in air conditioner mode. So that tells us that there's something going on with that compressor, especially after it runs for a little bit and starts loading up and getting some heat in it. So there's evidently something, there's a winding or something in that compressor that's running higher amps, and obviously it's causing a problem. So fortunately that one's real close on the warranties, and so we're gonna get that one changed out with Airxcel. But they're out there now getting the ductwork finished up. And I actually keep those units in stock. So I got a brand new one. We tested it for an hour at lunch. Everything's good on it. So they're getting the ductwork in, and they'll start putting that new replacement unit in there. But what you got to do to test sometimes, because if we'd have sent that out and he'd run a heat pump, the air conditioner still been a problem. So just the due diligence you got to do sometimes. But got him fixed up. They're going to get that new unit in there along with the ductwork and retest. Okay, so they've got the slide component back in this one. Now, this room was cut crooked, so they had to go in here and shim this to make this work correctly. But yeah, the slide has got a problem. A little more too, just, you know, throwing a slide column in it. But yeah, up there it's real, the room's real wide, it's cut out that way. So they've got it shimmed and everything appears to be working correctly now. Mr. Lewis has got this River Ranch all buttoned up. Of course, you've seen us do this in multiple videos. But yeah, what'd you have, 26-degree differential inside?
Yes.
So 26 degrees differential, guys. Just got to get the ductwork right, but you can see everything is sealed and ready. And I promise you, this customer's never seen these kind of temperatures before, but it's good now. Okay, so there's where we're at now. He's gone in here and put some structure in it, so we have something to actually put the plywood to. You know, obviously there wasn't really much, so we're just trying to do whatever we can to give this thing some ability. When we put it down here, it's going to be nailed in good. So yeah, there you go, just trying to get the structure in it, and then we'll come back with the vapor barrier. Obviously got to clean, get all the schmutz vacuumed out of there, and then vapor barrier, and then we'll start working on putting the flooring down. We are going to use the Van Tech flooring. All right, so this is one of my regular customers, and he was off on a 3-month trip up to Maine and turned around and came back because he could not get anybody to figure out what was wrong with his hydraulic leveling system. Now, basically what was happening was initially he could put the jacks down, but he couldn't get them up. And so what he was doing was going in here switching the power on the Trebetta switch. Well, he had a technician come out and say, well, got a bad Trebetta switch, which I'm not disagreeing with. So they put in a brand new Trebetta switch, and then nothing was working. And so told him that he had a bad brain box for the leveling system. So at that point he was very frustrated, so he turned around from Pennsylvania and drove back here to see me. And so within 2 minutes I had this thing diagged. Keep in mind, guys, on a Trebetta switch, basically what's happening is this is supplying power to the motor. And so you've got your 12 volt ground, your 12 volt positive, and then depending on which way the pump needs to turn depends on which one of these has power applied to it. And so when we went to test this, we had our 13 volts across here, but we had, when he held the button up to make the jacks go down, we could hear this clicking, but there was no power here or here. If you did it retract, the Trebetta was tripping, and you can hear it clicking, but there was no power here or here, but there was power across here. Bad Trebetta switch. Obviously, he was a little frustrated. I mean, it is a brand new Trebetta switch. I mean, it's, you know, but, you know, he kept telling me, well, it's brand new. I'm sorry, the power's not flowing through the Trebetta switch. Well, it's still brand new. Okay, and so, you know, this is the problem. You know, this technician he's dealing with in Pennsylvania is telling him, oh, there's other problems, and reality was it all was right here. So, you know, that's a little frustrating that, you know, it's very simple to diag, but obviously it wasn't for them. So he's back. I've got him fixed up. Took me 10 minutes to fix this. He did complain, the customer, that he is having some other issues with the jacks not fully extending, and I have determined that we do have a bad pressure switch in there. The pressure switch is having some issues recognizing the pressure. So we're gonna go ahead and change that out. And then I gotta do a quick slide adjustment on his. Let me show you what's going on with that real quick. As you can see, the bolt is at the end of the stroke. And so when this arm pulls in, this pulls all the way up to that and not pulling the bottom of the slide in. So we're gonna do a quick adjustment on that. All right, so pretty much got everything ready in here to start putting well, we're gonna put down the vapor barrier down, but he's got everything, all the schmutz cleaned and vacuumed, and everything's prepped now that we can start setting the vapor barrier back in here. But got everything pretty well up underneath the cabinet there. So yeah, I think we're in good shape. So he's gonna start working on vapor barrier now. Another slim rack that came in out of a Fleetwood that we're working on, and look how close the rack is there, but look how twisted it is way up here. And that's bowed. I mean, it's bowed that whole arm. So this thing's got some problems. And then we you can see there's the motor out the other side. So bad deal here. Well, good morning. So a little bit of rain overnight. Been a little wet today. Of course, didn't show anything on the radar, but a little bit of rain today. But yeah, you can see what I got going on up here today. So I was actually gone the last time they were up here doing some training as far as the sheriff's department. So getting a little treat today. All right, so vapor barrier's down. We did staple it all the way around and then ran some tape to make sure everything was good. And he's working now getting the Avantech flooring put in there. So another step forward. All right, well, you see it. I caught him working again. What'd you figure out was wrong with it, Cousin Gary?
Bad control board.
Bad control board. So he's got a new one in it and has bench tested it, but now just trying to get the metal put back together without cutting his fingers off. That's always a plus when you don't cut your fingers off, Gary. Well, I want to do a quick shout out video. Monday we had that River Ranch there in the shop that you saw. Mr. Lewis was putting a basement air unit in it that had the ductwork problem. And so I had several conversations with that gentleman, and he had been very frustrated with that whole River Ranch situation. Lots of posts on the River Ranch Facebook forum, but typically not always good because, again, he's had some issues and he's been frustrated. And so when he found out about us doing the ductwork upgrades on the basement airs on those, you know, obviously set up an appointment to bring that to us, and we got him all fixed up. And so he put a nice little shout out to us on Facebook yesterday. They're down in Florida, and he's got 26-degree differential, and he's never had those temperatures in that unit since the time he's owned it. So glad we could get him fixed up. Again, shout out to Eric Sale for making such a great product, guys. The product works. It's just got to be installed correctly. So I just want to kind of share that with you guys because, again, he was very frustrated, and you know, this is what we do. This is you know, trying to do what's right for the customer and give them the best RV experience. But again, when you got the best products, they do work. They just got to be installed right. So thank you, Mr. Dan, for that nice review you gave us on that. Glad we could fix you up, and safe travels. All right, so you can see they've got the first sheet of Avantech on here. Now I'm 250 pounds and I'm walking on it now, and with one sheet it is extremely stable. So they're going to start working on getting the second sheet in here, and then yeah, we're heading in the right direction on this. But been a lot of work, but well worth it because we've found the leak and fixed it with the correct material. Well, it's dozer day. So working on getting my storage lot worked out. Actually putting in 2 RV spots right there for people traveling through with problems. So they're working on getting that done. But yeah, quite a bit of dirt work got to be done today. So there you go. I'm not on the dozer today. I'm actually got somebody doing it for me. So go in here and see what's going on with the boys. All right, so they've got the floor built for this big triple axle, and it's ready to go in. So they're gonna grab it up and head over there now. All right, so they've got the floor built and installed on this one. Just got to go in here and do some sealant work, and we're still got the plumbing line to run for the gas. Refrigerator sitting out of it right now, and fascia. So floor's in though, but they just got a little bit more to do on it. All right, so a little bird's eye view here now. This is going to be a camp spot right here, and then I'm going to put in another camp spot right here. And it's hard to kind of tell, but that's all dug out right there. And we're going to line up campers right there for storage. And then that big burn pile down there, eventually when I get it burned, all that's going to turn into RV storage. So this will be the road into here, because I've got a couple full-timers that are going to stay here. But yeah, he got quite a bit done today. And I mean, it's just terribly dusty because we haven't had any rain in forever. But yeah, moving in the right direction. Been about a year and a half in the works right here. All right, well, that's going to finish us up here this week. What have you been doing this week?
Refrigerators, furnaces.
Did any of them work when you got done?
Oh, of course. Always.
Yeah, well, he is the refrigerator expert, and he's pretty good on furnaces too. And I see you were working on that slide floor.
Yeah, I got that in.
Got the slide floor and that big triple axle. We'll be doing the roof on that next week. So, yeah, hey, so glad you're back, man.
Oh, glad to be
He
back.
missed a couple days last week, and I missed him. So
Yeah.
there he is.
Yeah.
Thanks for watching. Hope everybody has a great weekend. Thanks for all the comments from last week. And as always, this video is
Cousin Gary approved.
you guys have a great weekend. Take care.